The House voted to remove Congressman Steve King from his committee assignments following his racist remarks. The Iowa Republicans' latest is that he's questioning why phrases like white supremacy and white nationalism are racist. Now I want to bring in the Republican who will be challenging Steve King in 2020 in the primary is Iowa State Senator Randy Feenstra. Randy, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us this evening. What is your reaction?
Good evening, Don. Great to be on with you tonight.
Absolutely. Give me your reaction to the congressman being stripped of his committee assignments tonight.
Yeah, it's very concerning. The 4th District in Iowa needs a strong voice and a positive voice. And what this does, we no longer have a seat at the table. And that's very concerning. We need somebody that can go to D.C. and be an effective leader. And right now, we do not have that.
Yeah, as you said, here's your quote that I read earlier. Sadly, today, the voters and conservative values of our district have lost their seat at the table because of Congressman King's caustic behavior. That's a pretty strong rebuke.
Well, it's true. You know, I mean, there's no place like that in our society to have that type of discussion. We're better than that. Iowans, Americans, we're better than that.
I want you to take a listen to what Republican Congressman Chris Stewart of Utah just said to my colleague Chris Cuomo. Watch this.
It's not the first time that he's said things that the party just cringes at and says, what in the world? Perhaps we could have addressed it in a more aggressive manner in the past, but I'm glad we're doing it now.
Should he be censured?
Well, I wish he'd resign, frankly. Like I said, he can't do the work. He's lost the trust and faith of his comrades. For the good of the party, for the good of the American people, I think it's time for us to make a change.
Do you hear from any Republicans in Congress or officials in Iowa who agree that King should resign, or are they supporting you?
Well, I think there's a lot of questions right now. I mean, there's a lot of concerns. I think the biggest thing that everybody has to understand is that there's an opportunity to now put somebody in Congress that is positive, refreshing, a new face, a very principled conservative, and that's why I'm running. I think it's time that Congressman King looks seriously in the mirror and decides whether he should step down or not. He's got to make a significant decision. But I'm here to make sure Iowans do have a voice and a seat at the table. And I'd love to have people contribute by going to FeenstraForCongress.com.
So listen, this would affect you. When Leader McCarthy was asked if King should resign, he said the voters of his district make those decisions. How would that happen other than your race in 2020, or is there some sort of a mechanism for a recall?
Well, there is not a mechanism for a recall. I mean, again, he's got to decide what he wants to do. Does he want to step aside and allow somebody else to have the opportunity to have a new face in Congress? And I just look at it and hope he makes the right decision.
Do you believe that Congressman Steve King is racist or holds racist views?
I think that his actions and his comments, they speak for themselves. And each voter has to make that decision as we move forward.
But that's not an answer. I mean, honestly, I think that's a cop-out answer. Do you believe it or not? Because
okay, sure. I'll tell you this. I think that what he said was abhorrent, and there's no place for those type of comments in our society today. There's no place for that in our nation.
Why do you think he keeps getting reelected then?
Well, I think over the last 16 years, there was a difference in Congressman King than there was in the last several years. And